My name is DJ Infantry, and I am legally blind. My passion for the outdoors has taken me to some amazing places, and I have done some incredible things, all with one mission in mind, to inspire you to get outdoors.
Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah,
Welcome to Infantry Outdoors. Well, hey, and welcome back to Infantry Outdoors. I hope that wherever you are around the world, you're having an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today on the program, we're going to be checking out something we all have and we all use, gas cans. Now, I've got the mule, the mini bikes, 2 trucks, a boat. We use gas. I'm living in Florida for emergency preparedness situations. We hold gas. So today I wanted to check out and see, is there a better alternative to these? This is what I've been using for the last few years. It's your standard orange or red gas can, but the way that this thing works has never been for me. These newfangled contraptions just are a pain in the butt. So today we're gonna check out a different alternative. Let's see what I got. Today we have the VEVOR Jerry Fuel Can, 5.3 gallons or 20 liters portable Jerry gas can with flexible spout system, rust-proof and heat-resistant steel gas fuel tank. So as you can see, today we're checking out the VEVOR 5.3 gallon Jerry can. Now I've always wanted one of these. They're very expensive anywhere else, but VEVOR's got a good price on them. Now the way that this works is there's a latch lock right here. We just turn it, slide that all the way over. Next thing is there's a lever right here, you pull it forward and then you lift your latch. And I don't know if you guys heard that, it said shoo. So there is a good seal here. That's what I'm hoping for. But what I'm most excited of is we're actually going to put this to the test and we're going to fill the orange one. We're going to time and see how long it takes to pour the exact same amount of gas out of here and pour the exact same amount of gas out of there. See which one's faster, which one's better. That's kind of how I relate to it. Now this is good metal. It is welded on the outside, so you're not going to want to go banging, bumping this. Like, I wouldn't take this four-wheeling or off-roading. You could if you wanted to, but I would keep it to where it's not going to get banged because you can see the welds on the outside. Aside from that, it's got 3 handles. I do wish there was one in the back for pouring, but you know, if you're old like me, you're used to grabbing your can like that anyway. So that's that. To close this back, it's real opposite of what you just did. You just put your lid down and then push this all the way down and it locks into place. And then if you want to lock your pin, you put your pin through and you're all set. And there you go. Now it can't open. Now, let me show you the next thing that it comes with. Okay, let me stop for just a minute and tell you that I did buy these with my own money. I bought the 2-pack. So it came with 2 of these, as well as 2 fill nozzles, which we're gonna look at here in a minute. So I'm doing this on my own accord. However, I would like to work with VEVOR in the future. I think they've got some cool products. So if someone at VEVOR wants to reach out to me, or if you have a product you'd like to get in front of my audience, write to us at infantryoutdoors@yahoo.com. And as always, you can find all of our information, sponsors, merch, shop page at infantryoutdoors.com. So with that said, this is the spout that it came with, which is something I am looking forward to because it's an actual long, bendable fill spout. Now the way that this attaches, one bad design is you don't have anywhere to keep this, okay? And it does have a gasket on the bottom to lock it in tight, but there's nowhere to keep this when you're not using it, so keep that in mind. So we pull our pin, pull that forward, put that back. So the way we put the nozzle on, okay, is put that up like that, set this on there, and then this will push down maybe. It's new, you got to give it some oomph. And there you go, there's your nozzle. You can bend it, you can move it, which is the part I'm most excited for. And there's also a vent tube inside of here. So I'm hoping to get better flow rate than the plastic jug, but that's going to be our next test. So all you got to do to take this off, again, reverse your steps, lift it off, put that to the side, put your cap back, push it down, and lock it in. And there you go. VEVOR jerry can. Pretty good. In my opinion, so far, I'm happy. Solid metal construction. These plastic ones, I don't know if you guys have them or not, but they tend to break, they tend to blow out, they tend to just... So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to see which can fills up faster. Stay tuned. Here's one thing I would like to note about these plastic gas cans with those eco-friendly fill nozzles. I don't know if you guys can hear that. You can't ever get all the gas out of the can. There's always a little bit left over. So I'm dumping everything into one container. We're going to fill the same amount in both containers and see which one fills faster. Stay tuned. All right, so as before, we're gonna attach our nozzle. Now we're gonna look for how fast this pours, and we're gonna look to see if it leaks at all. So I've got my son who skipped school today because he don't feel good. He's gonna run the timer. So when I say ready, set, go, he's gonna hit that. We're gonna see how fast it takes to dump all this fuel into there. And then we're gonna repeat the process. So let me get everything ready. We can bend our nozzle, which is wonderful. One of the features I really am happy about. Again, I wish there was a pour nozzle or a pour handle in the back, but hey, we'll make do, right? All right, you ready, Brandon? Ready, set, go. And stop. And just like that, we got every drop out. A little tiny bit left, but I could tip it all the way over and get it out. All right, so let's see what we got here as far as leaks, because we did have some leaks. It's all wet here. And I have seen online that these crimps around the hose are sometimes to be the culprit. So they did send 2 hoses with it, and when I did adjust my pouring, it did stop leaking. So I don't know about that, but there was a leak. You can see a decent little puddle for the VEVOR. Now we'll switch this around. And we'll put on everybody's favorite nozzle. Okay, so the time for this one was?
3 minutes, 12 seconds, 0.6.
3 minutes, we'll just call it 3 minutes, 12 seconds. All right, so to screw these on, we're gonna reverse the process. And we'll get it right there. Okay, so we gotta screw this one on. And if any of you know, you gotta wrench these down with your hands to get them not to leak. And then to get them off is a whole nother nightmare. Now, the only part I do like about these type of pour methods is it doesn't pour when you do anything. So until I hit that button, it won't start. So make sure we got our hole lined up. You ready, Brandon? All right, ready, set, go. Only a 3-second difference.
3:10:50.
And there's a good amount still left in this bucket.
3:10:50.
3:10:58. And again, had I picked up that one from the bottom at the beginning, it would have worked a whole lot better. But this one is dry and it did not leak. Now the next thing I want to test is we'll seal this up, we'll lay it on its side, and we'll see how well the lid holds up with fuel in it. So stay tuned. All right, so after doing a little bit of looking and digging, I figured out where it was leaking from. If you guys see that right there, that is the vent hole for the air to come in. So I guess when I was pouring it, I wasn't pouring it fast enough and it was coming out the vent hole, which was in turn making a little bit of a leak. So when I put it the right way, the gas went down and it didn't come out the hole anymore. So just wanted to show you guys that was my error. I don't know about my error, but maybe that's not the best place to put a vent hole. But yeah, that's where the leak was coming from. So everything else works fine. Okay, so the next thing I want to demonstrate is obviously if you're riding around and it's in a mule, it's closed, I have it locked with the lock. What happens if it tips over? Well, we're going to find out and see if there's any leaks. Can you store it this way? Does anything happen when we do it this way? I don't feel any leaks. I don't see any leaks. I think we're good to go on that department. Not bad, not bad. The lock, everything held up. It's not wet in any way, shape, or form. So let me give you my final thoughts and we'll be done. All right, gang, well, my final thoughts on the VEVOR jerry can. It does seal, it does keep the fuel in there nice, it locks up tight. The funnel, like I said, the spout may have been me pouring. I don't know if that's a good place or not, but just be aware that your spout could possibly leak a little bit. I'm sure once you get the hang of pouring it, it won't, you won't have that issue. But all in all, for the value, 2 of these jerry cans cost me, I think, maybe $12 more than 1 of those plastic cans. The spouts for it come included. Again, I'm not sponsored by VEVOR in any way. If they do want to reach out and work with me, I'm happy to. They've got other products I'd like to check out, to be honest with you. But for the bargain, for the price, for somebody who carries, we've got 6 of those plastic cans that we use, again, for hurricanes, for just daily use. These are going to become the daily drivers for a while. One thing that I do like is once you seal it shut, there's no smell. So when I run to the gas station, unless you spill it on the gas can, you put it in your car, it's not going to stink up your car. So I think that's a good thing. But all in all, I'm happy with it. If you guys are interested, I'll put the link down in the description box below for you to check out. Again, I'm not affiliated with them. You can check it out. It's been all over YouTube. That's why I kind of reached out and I checked it out myself. So there you go, the VEVOR jerry can. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time with me. It was a fun little experiment, but I hope that this and all my adventures inspires you to get outdoors. Until we meet again, have an amazing day, everybody.